Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls. We just finished the DLC, and now we're ready to head
What is it? I go.
into the abyss.
Very well. Be still.
Swallow me. Yeah, so warm and sticky in here. This guy is all teeth. Did he ever have lips? How do you talk without lips? He should not sound the way he does. Can I offer... No, I can't offer any... more souls to the Lord Vessel. So I did level up 4 times using all the souls that I've gathered, well, most of them, all of these souls that I gathered throughout the playthrough. I've got these boss souls, guardian souls. I guess the only thing to do is use them. I kind of don't want to, though. Yeah, so I leveled up. I was able to level up like 4 times, and I leveled up my dexterity and vitality a little bit more. So I'm 97. That's my level. Alright, let's do this. Good luck. Thank you. Boss, indeed. So, yeah, just to be clear, and I mentioned this in a previous episode, but I want to mention it again. Weakness parrying. I did beat this guy before. I did beat the game, but I did it before I could complete the DLC. So, I played through the entire game again. I made a new character, not on New Game Plus, a new character entirely. Played through the game and just to get back here so I could record this and do the DLC. Titanite chunk. Man, this place is all ash. That's the Colosseum, the first flame. Oh god. I like your sword. Red Titanite chunk. These guys drop good loot. I put on my fire defense ring. I'm ready. Yes, I know he does fire damage. At least I think he does. He has a fire sword. Oh no, go away. Is there someone over there? I hope not. Oh, we're good. Black Knight armor. Well, the Black Knight armor looks cool. But I'm not going to be able to use it. Not going to be able to upgrade it. Anyway. You did it. Yeah, not quite. That him? That's him. Nice try. Leap attacks are my specialty. Oh, these guys are great. They can drop, like, any chunk type. I guess it's good that they, shoot. That they give you these guys, late in the game, so... If you need anything else upgraded, or you want to change your armor around... Just farm these guys, they'll give you the chunks you need. Of course, you need the lower tier chunks first, but those are easy enough to get. Alright, I don't know if this is gonna help, but... We'll try this. Hello, Gwyn. Oh, God. You've got quite a moveset on you. But you're not gonna grab me. Ow. Stay away from me. I gotta heal. Time out. I told you it was time out. Ow. How dare you? Oh, man. I was expecting him to be a lot harder. Okay, well that's a shame. I wish I could have shown you my, the first time I killed him. It did take quite a few tries. Maybe 10 tries. He was a lot harder for me. I was absolutely not expecting him to beat him on my first try here. Well... Imminent Hollow. I did it. I did it. Light ahead. Okay. Now when I tried this the first time, I lit the flame. And I thought that was good. I don't think it's good. So we want darkness, right? We don't want to reignite the first flame. Do I have any other options? I think I have to light it. Alright, well... actually, I'm gonna look this up to see if I have any options, because this is a once and done type of thing. No going back, so I'm actually gonna look this up real quick. Alright, so I looked it up. In order to get the second ending, or the other ending, apart from lighting the flame and basically sacrificing myself, to keep the flame ablaze, I can just leave. And that sort of ushers in an era of the Age of Dark, which, you know, it's Dark Souls, so it's all very vague and... oh, here we go. We get a cutscene. But, it's kind of implied that the Age of Dark is like the rise of humanity.
My lord, bless thy safe return.
So that's what we're doing.
Let Kath and Fraft serve your highness. We are here to serve your highness.
Koth and Frampt. Oh, Frampt,
Let true dark be cast upon the world.
Frampt wasn't against me becoming the Dark Lord, he just didn't believe that I was the one destined to actually succeed in that quest. Oh, okay. Well, the Age of Dark is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Well, that was fun. It was very interesting going from Elden Ring to Dark Souls. Let's see if we can... Yep, here we go. New Game Plus. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I replayed the game and got back this far so that I could do the DLC. I made a huge mistake in thinking before that I could finish the game and then do the DLC without going through New Game Plus. Wasn't able to do that, so I missed out on that opportunity, so I'm glad I did this. It took a lot of time to go through the game again, but not that much because I kind of knew what to do. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah, going from Elden Ring to Dark Souls was obviously made the experience and made learning the mechanics and things a bit easier, but it was a little jarring given some of the limitations in Dark Souls. Things that I found annoying that took a while for me to get used to. Like, the fact that the lock-on distance is pretty abysmal. And I don't remember that being a problem in Elden Ring. So they must have fixed that or changed it up. Also, when you're locked onto an enemy in Dark Souls, you can only roll in the 4 cardinal directions. You can't roll at a diagonal, which is very annoying. They kind of addressed that to a little bit in Dark Souls 2, which I have played and made videos for. Haven't uploaded them yet, but I actually started playing that about a week ago. And they did address some of those issues. And the auto lock-on in this, yeah, just a lot of issues with the lock-on system in this. But you get used to it after a while. It's just, you know, going from this to Elden Ring, FromSoft has had a lot of time to sort of hone their craft and polish the mechanics. So, bosses, yeah, we got a little time left. I could talk about bosses. Favorite bosses. This is probably just recency bias taking hold, but one of my favorites, the one that comes to mind most right away is Black Dragon Calamite. I had a lot of trouble with him at first, and I almost just wanted to give up because I thought his breath attacks were impossible to dodge. And, but I kept at it, and turns out they are avoidable, and I really, really like that boss. The thing I like about him is, he has a great moveset that is varied. A lot of the bosses in this game... What did you ask me? Oh, yes, I'll do it. He was gonna die anyway. A lot of the bosses in this game don't have a very large moveset, and they don't have second phases or third phases. In fact, I can't remember any offhand that had more than one phase. I'm sure there were some, but in Elden Ring, most of the bosses, the major bosses at least, had more than one phase. And in this one, their movesets are simpler. And Black Dragon Calamite kind of changed that up. He had a nice varied moveset that was also not... Once you got to know the moveset, it's not annoying, not that annoying to deal with. Like if you... With him, whenever I took damage, it was like always my fault. I felt like I had made a mistake, not that the game was being unfair. And probably with all of the bosses, all of their attacks are dodgeable in some way, but obviously for some of them, when you get hit, you kind of get that feeling like, oh, that was cheap, that was unfair. With him, I never really got that, even though it was very difficult. So he's up there. I don't know, I'd have to have some more time to really think about it, to say which are my favorites and, you know, give an order or whatever. But, he's up there. Who else? Lord Gwyn is up there, despite me killing him quite handily this time. The last time I fought him, which unfortunately I don't have recorded. I lost that recording.
Only in the ancient
it took a while, and he also has a pretty varied moveset. He's also very fast and has a lot of combo attacks. He can do like 3-hit combos, which the first time I fought him, I was having a hard time with just dodging everything, using up all my stamina. I think the first time I fought him, I used a stamina regeneration ring. This time I just used a fire resistance ring. So I would put Lord Gwyn up there. He was fun. And, who else? The Grave Lord... The Grave Lord Servant. What was his name? I can't remember his name. One of the Great Lords. The one down in the crypt. Oh, I can't remember his name. I kind of liked him. I wouldn't put him like as one of the higher tier bosses, but mostly because he's so huge. He's just kind of a blob. And I normally don't like big giant bosses that don't have easily distinguishable limbs that I can watch and avoid. But there are some things I liked about him, like he will, when he does an AoE attack, he does damage his the ads around him. Which is kind of cool, because otherwise they're very hard to deal with. So I liked him. I liked... oh, the bell gargoyles. Yeah, the bell gargoyles... I'm gonna put high up there, probably just below Black Dragon Calamite. The reason for that is it was a... I don't like fights where you fight two bosses at the same time, generally. There's also the Smog and the two Golden Knights, but yeah, the Bell Gargoyles, they managed to do that fight in such a way where it didn't feel frustrating to fight two at the same time. I guess the one thing I liked about it was the terrain that you fought them on made the fight a little more interesting. If it was just a flat terrain, it would be less interesting, less fun, and a lot harder. But the fact that you can use the difference in elevation to your advantage, because it's on that sloped roof, makes the fight a bit more interesting. And again, like the Black Dragon Calamite, it was really, really hard when I first fought him. The Bell Gargoyles fight was probably the fight that took the longest for me. It took over an hour. Almost an hour and a half, I think, to beat him. And it just felt impossible. But with a little patience and, you know, once I figured out how to avoid the fire attacks. There's the dragon. Can I hit him? Oh, no time. I wonder if you can give him a good whack before he takes off. Yeah, sort of like Black Dragon Calamite. Once you figure out how to avoid the fire breath attacks, he's not too bad. And I think I could probably beat him on New Game Plus without much difficulty. I guess the enemies have a little more health. I don't know if they actually do more damage, though. Probably not, because these guys are doing pitiful damage. So I think I would put the Bell Gargoyles fight up there. They also... I think it was a smart thing to have the second Bell Gargoyle come in a little bit later into the fight and not start with two at once.
Well, now, you see, then you are trying. Things are getting tricked. Hey, what?
So I really like that one.
What was that?
So there's Bell Gargoyles, Black Dragon Calamite, Lord Gwyn. Those are the three top fights. There's probably more.
Thank you.
Let's see, what else is there? Well, we can talk about worst boss fights. Let's see. Well, first I'll mention Artorias. No, I'm not going to put him on the worst list. Probably not one of the best, but I think I beat him on the first try, so not that difficult. But I really liked his design. Like I mentioned on the last episode, I didn't notice while I was fighting him, but when I was watching the replay, I noticed he had a limping arm. So he was fighting me with this giant sword, one-handed. And he wasn't super difficult, but it made sense because he he at that point he must have been in sort of a weakened state. I guess he already tried to fight the abyssal daddy Manu and lost. So at that point he was defeated, he was weak. And it made a lot of sense that he would be in that condition, so it doesn't bother me at all that he was a little bit easier than what you would normally think, because, I mean, the DLC is named after him. So you would think, oh, this is the big main baddie. No, not really. And, yeah, I like the lore of the DLC. It's, so I mean, again, it's Dark Souls. There's a lot I don't quite understand, probably, but, or that I missed, but, I guess, Artorias tried to fight off the Abyss, and wasn't able to do it, but the legends all tell of the hero Artorias conquering the Abyss, and it turns out that was kind of partially a lie. I mean, he tried to, but what really happened is I conquered the Abyss. I finished what he started, basically. So, like all legends, there's a little bit of truth in there, and a little bit of embellishment. But I liked his boss, the fight with him, even though it was not terribly difficult. So worst boss fights. Yeah, it's gonna have to be. Again, I'm just going from memory here, so there might be worse ones that I'm not just remembering, but the what was it? The Chaos Bed. Love the design. Aesthetically, like, perfect. Hate the platforming. Anytime you gotta do platforming, it sucks. And it's made worse in that fight because he's trying to sweep you into the pit the whole time. So it's a fight basically where you're not trying to... Oh, he saw me. I had a lot of trouble with you the first time. It's a fight where you're not trying to deal damage to him. You're just trying to get to one weak point, swing at it, get to the next weak point, swing at it, and then get to a third point and just give it a whack, get to the heart or whatever. And on paper, I guess it sounds interesting, but with it doesn't play off of any of the strengths of Dark Souls. The strengths are, I mean, it's the combat, right? Not the platforming. You don't play Dark Souls for the platforming and the dodging. Well, the dodging the attack, sure, but it just doesn't really play off the strengths of the game. And it's just frustrating trying to get from point A to point B to point C while the floor is collapsing. Takes a lot of trial and error. And didn't really enjoy it much at all, except for the visuals, which were very impressive. So that's probably down there near the bottom. Other than that, though, I can't really think of any. Oh, the dragon Seath, the scaleless. I remember not liking him. I don't remember why. Maybe because all I did was just... There wasn't much to him. I just stood there and whacked him a bunch and he died. And he's ugly. I don't like his design. A scaleless dragon is not my thing. It might make sense lore-wise, but he's just not pretty. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think I liked him, but I can't really say why right now. I don't really remember why I didn't like him. Who else? I gotta pick three bad boss fights. And with Seath, I can't even really justify it. Yeah, I might have to put 4 kings on the bottom. I don't know. I didn't mind him too much. Yeah, the problem I had with him was... Come on, dragon. Oh, God. Problem I had with the 4 kings was it's pitch black. It's very hard to gauge your distance. That magic attack that he does is so hard to dodge because of the distance issue. I don't know if it's fair to put that one on the bottom 3 though. It wasn't too bad. I could be biased against that one because that's where I got stuck on New Game Plus. So after I beat Lord Gwyn the first time, I wanted to do the DLC, so I played through the game on New Game Plus up until the 4 Kings boss fight, and I couldn't get past the boss fight, the 4 Kings boss fight in New Game Plus. I got stuck there, so that's when I decided to start a new game and just level up a brand new character. So I might be biased because of that. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was just the environment that you're in. But that's kind of part of the boss, right? It's just you're stuck in that environment. You gotta deal with it. That's just part of how the bosses, how they roll. I guess one boss fight I can mention right now is the Capra Demon, the first Capra Demon. The one where you fight him and a dog in a tiny room. And I don't mind well, it's 2 dogs, right? I don't mind fighting the Capra Demon and the 2 dogs. That's fine. But I didn't like fighting them in that the room is so tiny and you can get attacked before you can even see anything, before you're done going through the mist. That's the part I don't like. If they give you like 2 seconds after you go through the mist, just 2 seconds to sort of, you know, gauge your surroundings and give you time to do something before you get hit, that would be great. But I do think the fact that you can, you know, get hit, start taking damage without being fully through the mist, you can't even see anything, that's a little bit BS. Oh, I missed my surprise attack. But he's not a major boss, so that's no big deal. I guess we'll add him to the list of bottom 3 until I can think about him some more. There's a lot of boss fights I'm just missing entirely. Not able to recollect right now. So yeah, well, that'll be my list. Sure, why not? Top 3, Lord Gwyn, Black Dragon Calamite, Bell Gargoyles. Bottom 3, Chaos Bed, Seath the Scaleless, and the Capra Demon, the first Capra Demon. So that's my that's my list for now. It's gonna change as I think about it some more. But definitely the Black Dragon is up there. That was a hell of a fight. I'm also glad that that dragon seemed to have a different moveset than the Elden Ring dragons. So he had a lot of moves I wasn't expecting. Some of the bosses in, not a lot of them, but some of the baddies in here that have they have similar counterparts to Elden Ring enemies. So they have similar movesets. But the dragon had some unique moves and attacks that I had to get used to. So that was nice. But yeah, that's my list. And that is Dark Souls plus the DLC. It is very possible I may have missed a boss or two. You know, I'm gonna add one to my top 4, and that'll be the Golden Knights. I like them. It once again, it's fighting 2 bosses at the same time, which I generally don't like. But they're different. You deal with them both in different ways, and I like that. So, ironically, 2 of my top 4 bosses are bosses where you fight 2 at the same time, which I normally don't like. So that's yeah, that's that. Alright. And I already started Dark Souls 2. So I'll be putting up videos of that very soon. I like this game a lot. And thank you anyone who has been watching from the start. This playthrough, it's been a blast. And giving me tips and you know, just having a good time. Alright. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.